Bench points goes to Mississippi State. That's something we don't say very often. Now, Hogs only played 7, had 2 guys out. Malik Ewan and Isaiah Seeley made up the bench. They scored 8. Mississippi State's bench scores 21. Arkansas gets half a century, though, in the paint, 50-46 for paint points. Big 12 play. Meanwhile, 23rd ranked Miami of Ohio will try to go to 24-0. They're on the
Razorback headquarters. Find Nike, Champion, Tommy Bahama, Comfort Wash, and more. The largest selection of Razorback gear south of the North Pole. Visit 989 South Razorback Road or shop anytime at shoponrazorback.com.
2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Carter for 3. He got it.
Reaction is also presented by Sawyer's Sunrooms and More. When you want to expand your outdoor space and think you can't afford it, give Buzz at Sawyer's a call. Locally owned and making quality affordable since 1990. Sunrooms, patio covers, concrete, and more. Sawyers-sunrooms.com. Hog Reaction postgame show is fueled by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Real Texas barbecue. Brisket, ribs, and sausage smoked slow, served fast. Swing by Rudy's in Fayetteville and taste the tradition. Rudy's Barbecue. Real barbecue. Real good. This is Hog Reaction.
Well, that is certainly a way to get back on track. The entire recipe was for a bad start to the game today. And it was not the best start. But they ended up winning by 20 points, 88-68. The Razorbacks knock off Mississippi State on the road. At 11 a.m. road games, since 2011 to 2012 in that season, since that time frame, Arkansas is 1-19. They were 1-19 before today in true road games at 11 a.m. Walk into Starkville today, down 2 players, down 2 of the most important players on this team that have not been really, doing their fair share of the work here recently. They're hurt, unfortunately. DJ Wagner with the ankle, Carter Knox with, I believe it was a knee. It doesn't matter. The Razorbacks walk into Starkville, get a 20-point victory, and this is Hog Reaction. We're brought to you tonight by Sawyer's Sunrooms and More, the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and fueled by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. As always, this is Colton Little here, Ashton Butler, pushing the buttons for me in there today, producing for me, and as always, the man that you've all been waiting for, the reason why you even turn your radio on, the legend Matt Jones is with me as well here on Hog Reaction. Matt Jones, 11 a.m. in Starkville on ESPN2 is a terrible, terrible way to wake up and start your day. The only way worse that I could think of waking up to start your day is waking up with maybe Amber Heard standing above you. But Matt Jones, all the things we saw against Kentucky last Saturday, we didn't see that today. A little bit more effort, and the Razorbacks come out on top. How's it going, Matt? Do we have Matt Jones here with us? Give me 1 second. We'll see if we can get that figured out. If we can get Matt connected. Ashton, see if you can fix it the same way that we did that last time. Matt Jones will be with us, but like we said, we'll see if we can get him connected here in just a minute. The final score tonight, Arkansas 88, Mississippi State 68. Some really, really good performances from Trevor Brazile, Billy Richmond. I mean, guys, like I said, they were without two of their key players in DJ Wagner and Carter Knox. Oh, Matt Jones, you with me, brother?
Yo.
Oh, Matt Jones, good to hear you.
You were right there, dude. What if we had to do the post game for Mississippi State all year?
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah. Would not have been fun. But Matt Jones, we're here today. Like I said, 11 a.m. start in Starkville. You're coming off a rebound. You've had a full week of rest. Everything is kind of, we just found out last night in the dark of the night at like probably like 7:30 on Friday night whenever they released the SEC injury reports that the Razorbacks were going to be without DJ Wagner and Carter Knox. But they walk into Starkville anyway and grab a 20-point victory. Matt Jones, your thoughts overall today on the drubbing of the Bulldogs down there in Starkville?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
I don't know that they had a guy that could get in our rotation. I mean, Isaiah Seeley would start for them. And so you show up, you go to work, have a workmanlike attitude, and it seems like that's what they did. They had a smile on their face. They played for each other. They kind of set the tempo. I think the last couple games, the opposing team's been setting the tempo, and it felt like we were in control of that game from the jump.
That's right, Matt. That's kind of one of the things that I wanted to get in here, and I mentioned it to start, but everything we saw last week against Kentucky was just kind of looked like a team that wasn't as motivated as they should be against a team like Kentucky. Maybe they thought that it would have been a little bit of an easier slide in that game, seeing as how Kentucky had just gotten beat by Vanderbilt earlier in that week. And we saw kind of a flat, limp performance from the Razorbacks offensively and defensively. They just didn't seem to be in sync. They reset, and you're 100% right, Matt. All the same mistakes that we saw, the mental mistakes, the effort, it seemed like they kind of knew that their backs were going to be against the wall, missing Carter Knox and DJ Wagner. And Matt, like you said, Isaiah Seeley right there was one of the big big surprises today. He ended up playing nearly 20 minutes, poured in 6 points. He was over there grabbing rebounds. rebounds, really good defense as well. I think he had 2 or 3 blocks in the game. So
liked his energy.
Yes.
Yeah, liked his vision. Yeah, that's what you want to see. He got his chance, and man, that's what you want. A guy gets his chance and he comes in and he did well.
Yeah, and I was listening to Nick Pringle in the postgame. We'll get this cut and play it for everybody later here, but it was Nick Pringle and the Springdale native Isaiah Seeley that were doing the postgame media availability for the Razorbacks. And one of the questions they asked Nick Pringle was, how do you think, Isaiah did stepping up into the role today? And, Nick made a really good point that I thought really shouldn't be, really shouldn't be flying under the radar for Razorback fans. It's that every time that Isaiah Seeley is going to come into the game, you need to understand he's been practicing against, he's been defending in practice Darius Acuff, who's bar none one of the best guards in all of college basketball this year. So he's trying to, he's getting his defense a lot better playing a really good player like Darius Acuff. And then, on the flip side, when he has the ball in his hands, there's no doubt Billy Richmond's matched up across from him. So Isaiah Seeley is getting better every single practice, and I think that it showed tonight that he's not, going to step into a role where he has to play serious SEC minutes, and he's not going to be a real, he's not going to be a problem out there. I think Coach Cal mentioned it in the postgame. There was one play that he made that I thought was a little bit of a freshman moment. He tried to send up the from the heavens of God alley-oop.
Elevator didn't go that high.
Yeah, elevator just doesn't quite go that high, Matt, but I think that Isaiah Seeley, and he really stepped up tonight in absence of Carter Knox and DJ Wagner. And so, Matt, when did you hear? Did you know anything about it before the game started? We were going to be without DJ Wagner and Carter Knox. What were your thoughts whenever you realized we were going to be down to a smaller 6-man rotation?
You never know what's going on. I always write down who's starting in the game, so I'm writing that down, and I had no idea. I was watching a soccer game before that, and I thought Billy started strong. I thought Brazile with those 2 early blocks and 2 3-pointers in the first 6 minutes. I mean, just kind of set the tempo. You knew Mississippi State would score a little bit at home early, but once it's almost like when a team gets their first drive in a football game, a lot of times those are their scripted plays and they do well. Mm-hmm. So you kind of thought Mississippi State would score a little bit early. And then we never gave him a chance.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see, man. That was a fun win.
877-377-6963 is the number to get with us here on Hog Reaction. We'll take your calls, your texts as well. Some of those are pouring in with you now. And it was a really, really, really good game. So we hope to take all of your reactions here. Positive, negative, whatever you got to say. Like I said, Matt, we started off the game. They weren't in the best spot. They missed, I think they were 0 for 5 in the first 2 minutes, missing a bunch of shots. And I was just sitting here thinking to myself, man, I got to sit here and rationalize how we could lose to Mississippi State. I'm going to have to take calls about calling for Coach Calipari's job. I mean, it's just going to be a really rough Hog Reaction. But here we are, nonetheless. They get the win by 20 points, and we're here taking fan reactions and calls. We'll start with our good friend, the Tuna. Charlie in Camden has given us a ring here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. You're going to have to push it in there for me if you don't mind. Charlie, who joins us now from Camden. How's it going, my man? What do you think about the game today?
What's up? What's up, guys? What's up, Matt? How you doing?
Tuna.
Hey, guys, look, I think, one of the big things, we can all sit here and say Mississippi State's a bad team, and they are. They're not very good. But we've seen times or stretches this year where Arkansas, they didn't necessarily, play well against bad teams at times. And they took care of business today from pretty much start to finish. I think there was a stretch, though, right? But a big close to the first half.
Yeah.
I think it was a 7-point game, if I remember correctly. I don't remember what happened in the possession before. But then I know with about 8 seconds left, we came up, trapped Hubbard, and then Thomas got the steal, pushed it up there to Acuff. He hits the 3. We go into the half up 13. And I just thought that was a big moment in the game for whatever reason. I think it relaxed us a bit. Mississippi State, kind of was just hanging around a little bit. Give them credit for that. But, yeah, man, and I think, Seeley, with the minutes he had, look, I mean, yeah, he had a freshman moment or two. He threw an alley-oop that was 10 feet over the glass or whatever. But when you think about the effort and, he was he did some really good things, Matt, on the rotations on the back end,
Yes.
coming over and, being there, meeting guys at the rim, hey, that's what you got to do. And I thought he was really good.
I liked his energy. No, I'm with you, man. I really did. I liked his energy. I liked his awareness. He's just a baby. I think he'll be a starter for us next year. But, hey, man, that he stepped in. He got his moment. He stepped up and did his thing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, I agree with you. I think he's probably 8 to 10. He probably needs to put on a little muscle or whatever. But I think he's one of those guys that's just gonna keep working, keep getting better. I wonder, guys. I was watching Darius Acuff in this game. Do you guys think he gets officiated properly or improperly at times? It's a lot of times to me when he drives to the basket, and as strong as he is, I think they let people get away with contact on him. I think Curtis was talking about this, and I had replied to him. He gets bumped off his spot a lot of times, and they don't call it. And I'm sitting there going, like, is this because this guy's got such great upper body strength and he doesn't flop or sell it more? Because I'm like, this dude should get more free throw attempts at times. I don't know. That's just me. But all in all, he never lets it affect him. He played another great game. Another great game by TB. I mean, all around wise. Give him credit. I haven't heard the update on DJ and Carter yet. Obviously, we're going to need those guys healthy, but maybe you bought another game where they can rest. So we'll see. Took care of business today. Let's get ready for the next one. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate the call. That's the tuna there on the line with us all the way from Camden, man. Appreciate the call there. You can get in with us, too, here on Hog Reaction. It's 877-377-6963 to get with us. Matt, he's right, especially about one thing. Trevor Brazile played exactly like you need Trevor Brazile to play today. Not only did he have all those rebounds and all the points that he was able to pour in, but, Matt, he was able to be second on the team in total assists today. He was really making plays for his teammates. And you look at the top scorers today, Malik Thomas, Darius Acuff, and Trevor Brazile with 17, 24, and 19 points respectively. When those three guys are clicking, Matt, I don't think there's many teams in the country that are, number one, able to defend them, and number two, able to have any answer with as much firepower as those three can give you.
Oh, I'm with you, man. This team will go. The athletes that this team has, they can beat anybody if they figure out how to be basketball players and play as a team, and that's what they did. I mean, we played as a team and won every category in the stat book, and that's kind of what Kentucky did to us last Saturday. So when it comes to athletes, man, there's no shortage on this Arkansas Razorback basketball team, man. They are an athletic group.
And another thing, Matt, I don't think that today they got out-toughed. There wasn't exactly a physical kind of a rock fight game, but yeah.
I'm glad we don't have to do the Bulldog post-game show.
Absolutely.
Think about having to watch Mississippi State them play basketball all year. You just be like, oh.
Yeah. Like you said, there's probably not a guy on that team that would have made it, with a lot of minutes into our rotation outside of Hubbard, who really didn't have his best game. And I think that was one of the things on defense that you really made a point of this whole week was that we weren't going to let those guys that were able to get
Hubbard.
theirs.
He should do the portal thing, man. I bet he could get in
the
petition the NCAA. We could get some trades going. They don't block anything these days, man. I like Hubbard. He's a nice piece.
Absolutely. Well, one of the good things about the game in Starkville, Mississippi was sometimes we have some of our listeners, some of our fans that listen to these shows. They are, not within our usual listening area. They're typically listening on the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. And one of our loyal texters and listeners, JT Laurel, Mississippi, says that he's got to argue with me on this one. It wasn't a bad day. All he had to do was drive 2 hours north, see the Hogs play, and he loved every minute of it despite that slow start. So, JT, man, I'm glad you got to see the Razorbacks. I know that it's a little bit fewer and further between whenever you're out there, all the way down there in Mississippi. But hope you get to, rib a little bit of your neighbors the rest of this weekend and let them know that, hey, Mississippi State basketball, it's not their sport. It's not for them. I tell you what is for us. It's Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and Sawyer's Sunrooms and more. We always love it, and we appreciate them sponsoring our show. We're going to be back here in just a minute on Hog Reaction, bring you more from Coach Cal and some of the players after the Razorbacks knock off Mississippi State on the road for the first time since 2015. That's right, the first time you've won in Starkville since 2015. We'll have more from that in just a minute here on Hog Reaction. You're listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas with Matt Jones and Colton Little as the Razorbacks knock off Mississippi State 88-68. Back in just a minute.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer Sunrooms and more, and by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
Game day, work day, or any day, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue has you covered with 100% oak smoked meats served by weight, so you get exactly what you want. Hosting a crew, Rudy's group meals are perfect for parties, office lunches, or tailgates. 3 meats, 3 sides, all the fixings, and yes, even a tablecloth. And don't forget breakfast tacos every morning until 10 a.m. Made to order, or they've got grab and go for the whole team. Visit Rudy's at 4084 MLK Jr. Boulevard in Fayetteville. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, smoking good every time.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
Indigo Sky Casino is the place to be in February. Over $1 million in total cash and Go Rewards prizes. Feast on delicious, mouth-watering entrees and Shawano Steak and Spirits. Party and play at the premier gaming destination, Indigo Sky Casino. Fridays from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Play for your chance to win up to $10,000 cash. IndigoSkyCasino.com for promotional details. Highway 60 west of Seneca, Missouri.
20 years strong and still cheering on our Hogs. Signature Bank of Arkansas is your hometown team when it comes to banking. Whether you're running a small business, buying your first home, or raising the next generation of Hog fans, we've got your back. With local decisions, personalized service, and smart financial tools for every stage of life.
I'm going to be an MVP.
That includes young investor accounts perfect for future MVPs. Signature Bank, strengthening connections through every interaction. Visit Signature Bank and let's win together. Signature Bank of Arkansas is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Valentine's Day is coming, and if you're ready to make it unforgettable, Swift's Jewelry has you covered. From stunning diamond engagement rings to rich, romantic ruby jewelry, the 2026 color of the year, Signature Red, Swift's has the perfect gift to say I love you. Whether it's everyday sparkle or a bold statement piece, you'll find something she'll treasure forever. Visit Swift Jewelry in downtown Fayetteville next to Hugo's and let their experts help you get it just right. Swift's Jewelry, make this Valentine's Day unforgettable.
You do your best to prepare for life's what-ifs. Having the right insurance agent matters. Farmers agent Nathan McIntyre is here to help you understand your coverage options and make sure you're protected where it counts. Whether it's home, life, commercial insurance, Nathan provides personalized service. Call Farmers agent Nathan McIntyre today at 479-282-1688.
We are farmers.
Underwritten by farmers. Truck or fire insurance, exchanges, or affiliate products not available in every state.
Jersey Mike's, locally owned and operated in Rogers, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and Springdale, believes in the value of ingredients, premium meats, the freshest vegetables, and delectable bread baked throughout the day. And then there's the juice that elevates your sandwich to the highest level. You'll taste the difference in every bite. Jersey Mike's subs are perfect for catering the office or your next tailgate party. Their cookie and brownie trays are the perfect finale to any type of gathering. Fresh baked daily, right there in the store. Jersey Mike's, the best submarine sandwich on the planet, always. Start the year strong with New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders from WT Equipment. Enjoy outstanding comfort, class-leading visibility, and best-in-class boom geometry for exceptional lift and reach. With fuel-efficient models from 60 to 90 horsepower and a wide range of attachments, the 300 Series CTLs are ready for whatever the job and the year throws at you. See the New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders today at WT Equipment in Springdale. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
The hog is sweet.
I mean, sweet. The SEC. You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
I'm ready to go to the Final Four.
All the Hog Reaction is brought to you by Sawyer's Sunrooms and more.
I've been putting my money on them.
Hog Reaction postgame show is fueled by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. It's Fugazi. Fugazi. This is Hog Reaction.
Hubbard crosses Thomas over, blocked from behind though by Acuff. Darius out of there with it. He'll turn and lead Arkansas to the other end. All the way, lays it in with a left hand and one. Acuff with a block on one end, got the basketball, took off to the other, draws the foul, gets the basket. Arkansas's up by 15.
That was Darius Acuff. He had a fantastic game, 24 points. He finished really, really efficient, season highs in rebounds as well. So he was stuffing the stat sheet, and he is definitely going to be playing in the NBA for a very, very long time. 877-377-6963 is the phone number to get with us here on Hog Reaction. We are presented tonight by Sawyer's Sunrooms and more. It's your source for sunrooms, patio covers, and concrete. How about the next time that you enjoy the game, you do it with the great weather this weekend, and you do it from your brand new sunroom. Maybe you've been around, you've heard what other people are trying to offer you to build a sunroom at your house, and it doesn't matter what the other team says. If you give Buzz at Sawyer's Sunrooms and more a call, he will give you a price that you'll like. He's been making quality affordable for over 30 years. Sawyer's is a family-owned business serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Visit Sawyers-Sunrooms.com. We're also brought to you tonight by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, locally owned by a proud family of Arkansas alumni. The Stadium Shop believes Razorback Red and carries the largest selection of Razorback gear south of the North Pole. Stop by 989 South Razorback Road, just down from Bud Walton Arena, or shop anytime online at shoponrazorback.com. We are fueled tonight by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Whether you're headed to the Bud or watching from home, you got to make sure that Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue is part of your game plan. 100% wood-fired with real oak, no shortcuts, just that true Texas-style smoke that keeps you coming back for more. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue right here in Hog Country at 4084 West MLK Jr. Boulevard in Fayetteville. And Fayetteville, of course, home to your Arkansas Razorbacks, who knocked off Mississippi State 88-68 today. Some text here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, one from Hog Wild and Van Buren, echoing what you said, Matt. Arkansas did what they were supposed to do. Beat up on a not-so-talented team. He's not impressed. Do it again and again and again. Consistency. It's a good text right there from Hog Wild on our Lewis Automotive Hotline. JT in Hot Springs references something that you and Phil were talking about earlier this week, Matt. He said one day Phil and Matt talked about the lack of atmosphere at the hump today. Said today that the Razorbacks brought their own atmosphere and their own energy. Keep doing this, and they're a very dangerous team. Matt, how do you get up for these 11 a.m. games? As an athlete, and I never played, obviously, at a very high level, but in high school and stuff like that, I remember getting psyched up for games the whole day. You start at night, everything like that. Matt, how do you get excited for an 11 a.m. game?
Colton, it's just another opportunity, man. That's you got to live in the moment, live in the presence, and that's what you're supposed to do. And that's what this team did. They lived in the present, and it's just that's it. And the season's almost halfway over as far as conference season. One more game. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't give them any chance or any hope. That's the thing. If you give Mississippi State a little bit of hope, you give the underdog a little bit of hope, then man, they start playing a little better. And other than the first 5 minutes to start the game, it was never really a contest.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier before we went to break right there, Matt. They led in every major stat category. I mean, they had fewer turnovers. They created more turnovers for Mississippi State. They led. The only thing they didn't usually typically do was the bench points, but they're typically, tops in the country in that, near the top. But obviously the bench was a little bit shorter today with DJ Wagner and Carter Knox out with those ankle and knee injuries respectively. But, I mean, yeah, you said it, Matt. They had more blocks. They had more steals. They had more assists. Cal mentioned this in the postgame. We'll play this cut later as well. He said that anytime that my team gets 20 assists, there's almost no way that we're going to lose. And that's kind of a hard thing to do, he said, because when you got a lot of guys that are capable of, getting their own buckets and creating their own shot, I think that it's kind of hard for sometimes those guys to pass that ball up. But that's one thing that I think this team has never had an issue with all year. I know that Darius Acuff is kind of our scoring workhorse, and he's going to be the one that pours in the most points, take the most shots 9 games out of 10. But I really don't think that this team would have the label or the moniker of a selfish team that is, passing up wide open passes to get a harder shot to try and make their own stats go up. But I think the number of assists tonight, Matt, is one thing that this team needs to really focus on, because you really just couldn't pick a guy to try and stop. I mean, they were able to get 17 from Malik, 24 from Darius Acuff, 19 from Brazil. Ewan came in and he didn't have as many points tonight, but he was able to grab several rebounds. Billy Richmond really coming into his own. He poured in 14 points tonight. So, Matt, this is not a selfish team, and I think Cal is right. Sharing that basketball is really one of the recipes for them to be even more dangerous than they are heading into March.
Oh, no question about it. It's fun when you see a team get 22 assists and be unselfish. A lot of these players are going to put this on their highlight tape when they're going to go play over in Turkey, or they're going to go play over in Spain, or they're going to go play over in Switzerland. Like, we got a lot of talent. A lot of these guys on this team, they're going to make a lot of money playing professional basketball. It just won't be in America. And this would be the tape they send. I mean, they'll be like, look at this. Look what we did against this. And a D1 team, an SEC conference game. Yeah, man, that was that's how, if they were all like that, man, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, and the good thing is, Matt, even if those guys go overseas or they turn pro, if they want to come back to the Razorbacks, so I mean, we can take them. There's no rules anymore. There's no eligibility. If you haven't tuned into all the stuff we've talked about this week with Bediako and that eligibility case just getting kicked down the road and Tuscaloosa judges, it's all just a big mess in terms of eligibility in the NCAA. So much so that I saw that Joe Lenardi, who is maybe not the most accurate bracketologist, but certainly the most recognizable name in that forum of bracketology, he excluded Alabama on his list, didn't even put them on there. He's pretty sure they're going to get bounced for those 6 games they've played Bediako in. So that's an interesting thing, and we might touch a little bit more on that, but nobody cares about what Alabama's doing until we play them later on this year. And that's kind of what I want to get into right here with just a little bit of time that we have left here in this segment, Matt. This was what you needed, obviously. You couldn't afford to drop one on the road to a team that you were obviously much better than. When you look at the rest of the schedule for these Razorbacks, Matt, where do you think they might run into some trouble? Obviously against Texas A&M at home and on the road at Florida, as well as Tuscaloosa. I think those 3 could be chalked up, pretty much as losses, maybe if you think about it. But Matt, is 6-3 down the stretch, kind of the same thing you did in the first half of the SEC slate? It's not unreasonable, I don't think at all, is it?
Well, no, not at all. You take that. That probably get you 5th place. It might get you 4th for that double bye, but you definitely get a bye. LSU is going to be athletic. We've already played them, so we kind of know what to expect. That's the thing that Mississippi State just didn't have any athletes, man. They that was hard to watch. Auburn, it'd be right there, man. It'd be on us. I think we can win that game, and then who knows what Alabama's going to be. I don't know that. I think they'll probably be like Michigan, where they're still going to let them play, then they vacate it later. Missouri, that's tough. I mean, if you split with Missouri, that would be good. A&M. I mean, yep, Florida, man, we all know that. Texas and Missouri, yeah, man, it's we'd sign up. That means we'd go 5-3 on our last 8. I think they can do that. I think they could go 6-2 their last 8 if they want to be consistent. That's the thing. We just the talent's there. It's just if we want to put it together for 40 minutes.
Yeah, and Matt, where do you figure that the injuries play a role in this? Because when you go down to that, I mean, there were guys that played 40 minutes tonight, and that's a difficult thing to ask young players to do. I know Malik Thomas-Locke, he didn't step out of the game at all. So how do you manage, trying to finish strong with this season?
I'm worried about Carter Knox, 45. Just watching him play. In a couple big, he doesn't move the way that you think he should. He doesn't move like he did last. I don't know if he might be a no-go for the rest of the year. I mean, just watching him, and maybe he figures it out, and his body loosens up, and he can go. But what's he been doing in big games? He hasn't done anything, and so it's like I've been thinking he's been hurt anyway. So that's one of those deals, man. Let's get him healthy before we rush him back for any reason, because we have way too much talent on this team that you have to rely on one guy. And I'm the biggest Carter Knox fan, but if he can't go, then he can't go, because there's no reason against that Kentucky game for him to just have a big goose egg, because he's too talented of a player.
Yeah, and that I think you mentioned it right there, Matt. You could just I'm not an athlete, never really was one. But, I mean, I think the eye test, most people have a good eye, and they can tell when someone doesn't look like they're playing like themselves. And Carter Knox, one of the telltale signs of his game and what he does is he's a really explosive athlete, and we just haven't seen that. So you really hope that this week of rest has been trying to get him, some good R&R, a little bit of relaxation, get back in the gym, get some confidence in him as well. And hopefully it's just a bump and a bruise that the staff decided today they could take the risk of potentially sitting him out. But I don't know what's going on in that situation. And one of the things that I also don't like is we didn't hear from the staff this week at all. There was no midweek game. We had no media availability. We really didn't hear anything about Carter Knox and DJ Wagner. It's probably a surprise to a majority of the people that tuned into the game today that they weren't going to be without two of their players. So that's a little bit interesting. I know Coach Cal and company, they like to keep all that stuff really, they don't like to show their hand too much with that. And obviously, you run into fines if you don't let the SEC office know. So they had to put it out on Friday, but that is one of those things we'll have to keep our eye on. We'll hear from Coach Cal about that later here on Hog Reaction. Text right here from Tanner. Sorry, I didn't give him his full title, which is just disrespectful to the Honorable Bishop, Reverend Dr. Coach Brother Pastor Tanner, who says driving back to Tupelo from Starkville, he says 5th game all time at the Hump and the first win he's ever seen. Thrilled to get my daughter's pictures with A-Cup and Billy Richmond, and he signed it off with a nice woo pig. That's right. So I said this going into the last break here. It's the first time you won in Starkville, Matt, in over a decade. Since 2015. I was still in high school. Like, I couldn't even grow facial hair. I was just a kid. And that's the first time that you've won in there in a long, long, long time. Coach Cal, 10-0 all time in Starkville as a head college basketball coach. So, although you were dealing with some injuries, 11 a.m. start in Starkville, Mississippi, probably one of the top 10 worst places in America, you still got the job done because you had Coach Cal. You had a team that wasn't going to let a couple of injured players stop them from going out there and doing what they were born to do, which is just beat the crap out of teams they were better than on that basketball court. So that's exactly what happened tonight. Arkansas takes care of Mississippi State, 88-68. We'll be back here in just a minute on Hog Reaction, bring you audio from Coach Cal and more from Starkville, Mississippi, where the Hogs knocked off the Dogs, 88-68 today. More on Hog Reaction in just a minute from Colton Little and Matt Jones.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer Sunrooms and more, and by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
At Sterling Bank, they're committed to the Northwest Arkansas community, and as members of this community, their relationships go beyond banking. They're cheering on the same teams, shopping at the same stores, and serving the same causes that help make our community a great place to live. So stop by your local branch in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville and discover the Sterling Bank difference with their top-notch customer service and complete menu of products. Sterling Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC.
Hey folks, Chuck Barrett here, the voice of the Razorback. And if you're ready for freedom from glasses or contacts, there's only one name you need to know: McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's LASIK, clear lens exchange, or advanced cataract surgery, they've got the solution to help you see your best, no matter your age. Doctors Betts and Mengarelli are the real deal, two of the most experienced surgeons anywhere. They've even taken care of my eyes. And now I'm seeing the basketball court crystal clear. I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye, and you will be too.
Hey y'all, it's Melinda at Fantasy Sports Cuts, and baby, that hair is looking like an air ball. We need to talk. It's time for a rebound. We're the sixth man in your grooming game, serving up dirty fades, dangerously clean beard lines, and cuts so sharp they should come with a warning label. Whether you're looking to score downtown or lock it down at the office, we'll make sure your look is nothing but net. Stop cheating yourself with Basic Barbers. Come see us at Fantasy Sports Cuts, and we'll set you up for an easy bucket. Fantasy Sports Cuts at Mission and Crossover in the Harp Shopping Center.
Porsche Little Rock is Arkansas's only Porsche center and your destination for performance, luxury, and world-class service. Experience our popular line of SUVs with the Porsche Macan and Cayenne, both in stock and ready to deliver. Need service? We'll pick up and deliver your Porsche anywhere in the state and provide a loaner vehicle when available. Visit us today at 516 Colonel Glenn Plaza Loop or browse our inventory online at PorscheLittleRock.com.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most.
Call Sean Garrison in Rogers or Griggs Covington in Farmington.
Hey, it's Wes Pruitt from 4 Star Sports Media, your 24/7 home for sports coverage. Podcasts, live shows, and expert takes all in one place. 4star.live on web and 4Star Sports M on X. From the hardwood of Hogs Hoops to conference crunch of college football, we're diving deep. Whether it's Memphis Preps, the latest NFL headlines, or ringside breakdowns of WWE and AEW, it's all happening here at 4Star Sports Media.
Whether you're feeding the office or hosting a watch party at home, Honey Baked makes it easy. From their famous Honey Baked ham to delicious sides and sandwiches, everything is fully prepared and ready when you are. And now, meet something new, Honey Baked Prime Rib. It's USDA choice, perfectly marbled, expertly seasoned, and pre-cooked to simply warm and serve. Perfect for meetings, game nights, or any gathering where great food matters. Pre-order today for easy pickup at Honey Baked in Fayetteville or Bentonville, or order online at honeybaked.com. Honey Baked, easy to serve, easy to enjoy.
Why is there water all over the kitchen floor?
Yeah, it's a minor issue. The sink, double dribbled.
Double what?
You know, a drip from the pipe, a drip from the drain. You know, double dribble.
That's not a double dribble. That's a flood. We're calling Paramount Plumbing.
Hey, I can fix it.
Don't let plumbing turn into a double dribble disaster. Call Paramount Plumbing. Fast, dependable, and done right the first time. Call 479-790-8427.
Weak. The SEC.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
I'm ready to go to the Final Four.
All the Hog Reaction is brought to you by Sawyer Sunrooms and more.
I've been riding with them. I've been putting my money on them.
Hog Reaction postgame show is fueled by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
It's Fugazi. Fugazi.
This is Hog Reaction.
Hog Reaction is the name of the program here. Colton Little and Matt Jones giving you all the analysis of Arkansas's 68-88 drubbing of Mississippi State. They won. I reversed the scores right there because I'm not very good at this, to be honest with you. But we'll walk you through some of the stats right here, tell you what really made the difference in the game. Matt Jones is with me, as always, here on Hog Reaction, brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and Sawyer's Sunrooms and more. Matt Jones, the Razorbacks edged out Mississippi State tonight in the rebound department. They had less turnovers. They shot better from the field. Really, you can't ask too much more from your Razorback offense and your Razorback defense. Ashington, they're working on getting me some audio from Coach Cal so we can hear kind of the update a little bit on what things are happening maybe Tuesday night in their game against LSU in terms of Carter Knox and DJ Wagner potentially returning to the lineup and the rotation for your Arkansas Razorbacks. But Matt, in their absence, we talked a little bit about it. Isaiah Sealy is able to come into the game. He logs nearly 20 minutes, and he was, I think, one of the things that was really underrated. Charlie mentioned it in his phone call earlier here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Charlie mentioned it earlier, Matt, his rotation on defense. Just it didn't seem like the freshman, the Springdale native, was really out of place too much at all on the defensive end. And I think that that's one of the things that, as a freshman defensively, that might be a little bit harder to get adjusted to than your offensive game. So if you could just speak a little bit tonight on what maybe you experienced, you know, in your career trying to go through that learning curve of picking up basketball and picking it up again after maybe a little bit of a break and just trying to learn defense and get your body back into that shape.
You know, I think you got to credit Coach Cal in watching film and understanding that this Mississippi State was a perfect opportunity. You have a couple guys that are nicked up. You wonder if this was, you know, the Final Four, Elite Eight, if both those guys would have suited up today or not. And so what a nice game to get some confidence going. You might need Sealy. You think last year when we made the run in March, Billy Richmond led the team in scoring one of those games. Carter Knox as well, two freshmen. So you never know what's going to happen as the season unfolds, and I like his maturation process right now. I liked what you saw in non-conference, and then you like the effort he plays with. You like his vision. You like the kind of he's got some natural eye-hand coordination. Yes. You know, there's a lot to like about that kid.
And I think that, like you mentioned, Matt, if that's a kid that he could be potentially playing his way into minutes, regardless of whether or not Knox or Wagner come back at all. So it was really good to see that, and I know that all the Razorback fans from this state love to see an in-state player log some minutes and make a difference in the game. As we mentioned, obviously Isaiah Sealy was logging those minutes tonight, some of his longest action in SEC play. That wasn't just because we were getting blown out or blowing somebody out. He actually logged meaningful minutes tonight, and of course the reason for that was due to the lack of having the availability of Carter Knox and DJ Wagner. This is Coach Cal on Knox and Wagner's availability for next Tuesday.
Will they play? When's our next game?
Tuesday.
I don't know. They're probably questionable, I would say, for Tuesday.
So, looks like you're going to be without Carter Knox and DJ Wagner for the matchup against LSU as well. So, Matt Jones, do you think it's going to be a similar game plan just to let Sealy go out there and eat and do the best, or you think things may be a little bit tightened up because LSU is kind of in a similar situation to Mississippi State? This is a team that you are more talented than, but they played you really, really close on your own home floor. It's another road trip all the way down to Baton Rouge. So, how do you think things shake up next Tuesday with no Carter Knox and DJ Wagner again?
Yeah. Well, it gives everybody another opportunity because you need Wagner and Knox if you want to make a run. Yeah. I think LSU is a better basketball team. I think they're more athletic, all the things. So that they'll match up with us a little bit athletically. But if Malik Thomas can give you 40 minutes and be that efficient, 7 of 17, that's not bad. And he was attacking a little bit. You'd like to see. I think when Malik's playing his best, he goes to the foul line at least 4 times, and he didn't go to the foul line a single time. So maybe, but I liked his aggressiveness. And then Billy's so efficient and what he's able to do. The thing is, when you play a more athletic team, 45 is you're going to pick up some more fouls. Mm-hmm. Where do we go if we get into foul trouble? Nobody really got into foul trouble tonight. And if we can stay that way, then they can flow because you get a timeout every 4 minutes. Kids are in shape. If we can stay out of foul trouble, I think we could go into LSU. And man, it's tough to win on the road. But the way this team is and the way we're going to match up, it'll be the same concept. Is there anybody in LSU's starting 5 rotation that could play for the Hogs? Probably not. Maybe one guy, but that's about it.
Jacob and Fort Smith kind of echoing what you said about Malik Thomas. Him and Brazil both went the distance tonight, he says here in his text message on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, and that's something that can't be understated as well. And foul trouble, I think that whenever, it kind of got closer right there at the end of the second half, or excuse me, at the end of the first half, and then kind of a little bit of a slower start at the second half as well. That middle 8, Matt, that you hear coaches talk about all the time, that becomes even more important when you have a short bench as well. So I think that's one thing they're going to really need to focus on as well, is making sure that, hey, at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half, whether or not we are in or out of this game, you can play yourself in and out of the game within that time frame. Just, and I think that's really going to affect them with just 6 players on the roster. So hopefully they are still in shape, and hopefully things are, all smooth sailing over there, because you said it, those just 6 guys in your rotation, you'd really be stretching to try and find a 7th guy there that can actually help. But Matt, there's going to come a point in time in these remaining 8 games where, you said it, Pringle, Ewan, Brazil, they all have, a handful of fouls, and you may have to turn down to the bench and, grab your Lithuanian to English translator real quick and tell the big guy to get in the game, because you never know when that's going to happen. But hopefully they can use a little bit of this weekend to get back and get healthy. Like you said, I don't know if they're capable of making that deep run purely just based off of, numbers and
we need Knox and Wagner. You're right.
We'll definitely need their not only just their ability on the basketball court, but when I think of DJ Wagner, one of the things that I really think of is his leadership. And so when you're missing that on the court, that is something that I think can't be understated as well. So hopefully the rest of the veterans are kind of stepping up in his presence, because freshmen haven't experienced that, and right now those 2 freshmen are them. They are our cornerstones. They are our work piece. So having DJ Wagner out there to kind of calm them down, settle the storm, talk to them, teach them things in live game action, I think is really crucial to how well those 2 have done this season at times. So hopefully DJ Wagner can get back. And with Carter Knox, Matt, like you said, I think it's got to be something mental. You hope it's nothing serious with an injury that he can't, get back from this season, because those two guys are going to be key for us to potentially make a deep run in March. And that's the whole reason why we're here, folks. That's the whole reason why we're here. I said this last week after the game. There's not some little tiny expectation for this basketball team. You have the most recognizable coach in the industry as your head coach. You have a championship pedigree with your program. The expectations are not just the tournament. It is to get to that final weekend. It is to make it to the Final Four. So I think that's what this team wants to do, and they've got their backs against the wall with some injuries right now, but hopefully they can respond.
You're right on 45. There's 3 ways to hang a banner. That's win an SEC regular season title. That's win an SEC conference championship in the tournament. Or make a Final Four or better. You hang a banner if you do that, and that's what this team. It doesn't look like. I mean, I think we have an outside shot to still win the SEC if we ran the table, because you're going to beat A&M, give them another loss. You're going to beat Florida, give them but it's a long shot. But yeah, that's. And then you get into the SEC tournament. If you win that or Final Four or better, that's, I think those are the main goals that makes this a successful year.
Matt, for all the flack that Nick Pringle gets, I know that you've been not necessarily staunch, but you recognize the value that he brings to the team.
I'm a Nick Pringle fan.
Yeah, had 6 points tonight as well as 11 rebounds, which I believe is one of the higher totals that he's grabbed this year. And I asked you about this last time we were on, Matt. You see people all the time that they get. And, I'm one of them that they say that, this is a guy that does things that don't show up in the box score. And last week I asked you, isn't it better to do things that show up in the box score? Well, Nick Pringle did some things that showed up in the box score today, and I think that was a really big part of why the Razorbacks were able to be successful today. Matt, we know that Nick Pringle is not just this bona fide big man that's going to go score. He is a scrapper, and that's what he does. What are there any other ways that he can help the team offensively that you see that maybe Nick Pringle's not taking advantage of nearly as well as he should? Because I just feel like with a lesser roster now, you're losing potentially 20 points a game sometimes between those two guys. It has to come from somewhere if you want to stay competitive. How can Nick Pringle keep that 6 points throughout the rest of this duration while we're missing Wagner and Knox? Keep that 6 points as his bare minimum output every night, and also maybe potentially go above that total as well. Is Nick Pringle is he missing opportunities to score?
Well,
we're not running plays for Nick Pringle. I know that.
Yeah, you're gonna slip. He's gonna get some. He's gonna get some oops, and when his guy leaves, and you make those easy lobs. I think his best attribute is if he could get 4 offensive rebounds a game.
Yeah.
He had 3 tonight. And that's an extra possession, and that's what I mean. It doesn't show up in the scorebook where he gets that extra possession, and a lot of times you kick that out, you get that recycle, and it's points. And not every time, but
yeah.
Right, and so that's the type of thing that his anticipation, being an artist, being able to understand how to get an offensive board, because he is talented, he is physical, he is tall, he is athletic. So if he can get 4 offensive rebounds a game, man, that's in the minutes you have I think you gotta throw something, give him his flowers, because man, he stepped up. He hadn't been playing 28 minutes a game. He'd been playing about 12, and he went out there and he played well.
Absolutely. So good output tonight from everybody on your Razorback roster. They obviously had to do it missing Wagner and Knox, but hopefully they can get healthy here after the start of this week and get back to action next Saturday for that matchup. So we're going to take a quick break here on Hog Reaction. As Matt Jones say, we do have some bills to pay. I think I hear the collector out there knocking on the door, so I'm going to go write him a check, and we'll be right back here on Hog Reaction, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Sawyer Sunrooms and more, and Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Razorbacks knocked off Mississippi State 88-68, their first win in Starkville since 2015. Back in just a minute here on Hog Reaction.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer Sunrooms and more, and by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh.
This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. A famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
more. Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out
So
there.
next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Financial planning is not one size fits all. At Mach 1 Financial Group, we believe in a team-based approach and are happy to collaborate with your attorney, CPA, or other trusted professionals to ensure your financial plan is well coordinated and aligned across all areas. To work with a financial advisor today, visit mach1fg.com. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. A copy of Mach 1's current written disclosure brochure is available through the SEC website and at disclosures.mach1fg.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Consider yourself a bourbon connoisseur. Twin Peaks is proud to offer an exclusive and extensive collection of some incredibly rare bourbons, whiskeys, and tequilas. Plus, check out their barrel selects that are handpicked by their team and bottled just for you. Only at Twin Peaks and Rogers.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-in, and unexpected fires. Don't disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance.
Call my friend J.T. Finley at 479-521-4220.
At Mach 1 Financial Group, we aspire to meet the needs of anyone who walks through our doors. We work with families to create tailored financial plans based on their goals, lifestyle, and available resources. For help creating your own financial plan, visit mach1fg.com. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. A copy of Mach 1's current written disclosure brochure is available through the SEC website and at disclosures.mach1fg.com.
Sterling Bank is your community bank. Sterling Bank values their role in Northwest Arkansas and works hard to make our community stronger each day. They're invested in relationships that go beyond banking. They're your friends and neighbors, and know that when we support each other, the whole community wins. If you're looking for a bank that offers top-notch customer service and a complete menu of products that make your banking experience pleasant and productive, visit them in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville. Sterling Bank. Local, friendly banking made to fit you. Member FDIC.
Start the year strong with New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders from WT Equipment. Enjoy outstanding comfort, class-leading visibility, and best-in-class boom geometry for exceptional lift and reach. With fuel-efficient models from 60 to 90 horsepower and a wide range of attachments, the 300 Series CTLs are ready for whatever the job and the year throws at you. See the New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders today at WT Equipment in Springdale. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
You've been dreaming of that new workshop, horse barn, or extra storage space? Now let Sutherland's make it a reality. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. From deluxe post frame packages to custom horse sheds, we have it all. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. Our expert crews handle the entire installation. Quality you can trust and service that's been family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help, because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
If you ride in Northwest Arkansas, we'd like to introduce ourselves. We're Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith, a family-owned Kawasaki dealership that's been helping riders since 1967. We're also America's 9th oldest Kawasaki dealer, plus Suzuki since 1986 and Polaris since 1997. We sell motorcycles, ATVs, slingshots, and side-by-sides with over 300 new and certified pre-owned vehicles in stock. Just a straight shot down I-49 to Fort Smith. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Just weak. I mean, weak. The SEC.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
I'm ready to go to the Final Four.
All the Hog Reaction is brought to you by Sawyer Sunrooms and more.
I've been riding with them. I've been putting my money on them.
Hog Reaction postgame show is fueled by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. It's Fugazi. Fugazi. This is Hog Reaction.
All right, we're back here on Hog Reaction. Razorbacks knock off Mississippi State 88-68. Kind of a sleeper today, but it was a big win. You had your backs against the wall. No Wagner, no Carter Knox. And it was a good rebound win. Matt, warm weather this weekend across a lot of the natural states. Very pretty outside. A lot different than how we got together the previous weekend. What I want to know is, going into February, going into the rest of this SEC slate, we're without Carter Knox, we're without DJ Wagner, what can we expect from Darius Acuff the rest of the way? This is a freshman that is able to pour in 24 points tonight, 9 of 19 shooting. He had a 20 in the plus and minus. He had 5 total rebounds. He also had 8 assists as well. Matt, leaning on a freshman all the way throughout the entirety of your season is one of those things that's worked only a handful of times. You typically have to have this one-of-one type talent. I'm not saying that Darius Acuff is not a very talented player, but this is not a Carmelo Anthony, John Wall, Anthony Davis type of player, in my opinion. What do you see Darius Acuff doing for the rest of this season? Is he going to be the guy that gets that last-second shot in the, maybe in the Sweet 16, or to send you to the Sweet 16, or to maybe get you into the next round of the conference tournament? Where do you see Darius Acuff, throughout the rest of the season?
Well, the thing that I've been impressed with Acuff is his ability in the big moments. When it was the end of the first half, he took that shot with confidence, knocked it in. He does the little things right, and it's not necessarily is it going to be him that takes the shot, because I think you got to put the ball in his hands because he's going to make the right play. Mm-hmm. And that's what you want out of your point guard. And if the shot's there for you to take it. And but make the right play. And so when the other guy helps, he's not afraid to make the pass. That's one thing I'd like to see Malik Thomas do a little bit better of. When the ball gets in his hands, I'm not saying he can't and he doesn't, but a little bit too much. It's like, hey, there's an open guy. Just open this team, man. Everybody out there, except for our 2 centers, really. I mean, they can hit open jump shots, 3-point line, wherever it is on the floor, man. Make the open pass. But no, I don't have any reservations about what Acuff's going to do the rest of the year. That dude's he's a bona fide superstar, man. He's a one and done. He's been a joy to watch. He's a player that comes through and just take it in and enjoy him, because everybody else that has eligibility, they'll probably be back next year. But Acuff will be gone. So you start thinking Malik Sealy, Isaiah Sealy, Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond, J.J. Andrews. You start thinking for next year, that's not a bad group right there. Then you get a couple guys in the portal, but that's a good little cornerstone right there. If you're thinking next year, Sealy, Thomas, and Richmond right there, I could start a team with that.
This is Cal on the short rotation that had to happen this week with the injuries to Carter Knox and DJ Wagner.
Now we have one more guy, but playing a shorter rotation, I've done this before. I did it at UMass. We played 5-6 guys. I did it at Memphis. We played 5-6 guys. I did it at Kentucky. We played 5-6 guys. And guess what? Those teams were those teams that had a chance to do whatever they wanted. So if this is what it is, this is what it is.
This is what it is. This is what it is. That's about. I mean, he's no stranger to the injury bug. Obviously, we saw it last year here in his first year of the Razorback tenure under John Calipari. You were missing several of your key players. You were without Thero for part of the tournament. You were without Boogie Plan for part of the year, most of the year actually. So he's no stranger to navigating a short rotation and a short bench and having to deal with star players and good players getting injured. So that makes me feel good. Of all of those teams, I'm pretty sure that he's taken every team to the Final Four. So I think that he said in his radio post game that actually he took all those teams with 6-man rotations to the Final Four. So I'm not saying that's going to happen this year, but if there's anybody that has experience in dealing with a short rotation and in managing that and figuring it out, I would say that it is Coach Cal. But I think the one thing that he stood out to me, Matt, is he didn't lament too long on the fact that they were going to be a short rotation. He said, we have one more guy. He was talking about Sealy right there. So we mentioned, obviously, Isaiah Sealy. We're all in concurrence here. We liked what we saw from Isaiah Sealy tonight. He put 15 minutes up on the board. He was 3 for 6 from the field. He did have 3 fouls, so that's one thing he may have to work on a little bit if he wants to stay out on the floor, is not to defend quite so handily with all that, and just try and be as athletic as he truly is. Because one thing I like about Isaiah Sealy, Matt Jones, is he is very, very long. and he's able to play the 2 and the 3 and a little bit of the 4 with that length. So that's one thing that I really, really like. Let's take it around the SEC right here, see what's going on throughout the rest of the conference, tell you what's happening tonight. Obviously, Arkansas knocked off Mississippi State 88-68 today. Missouri taking care of South Carolina 78-59. Missouri, like you said, Matt, might be a little bit tougher of a test than most of us are assuming. They sit at 6-4 right now in the SEC. Tonight's big matchup in the SEC, Kentucky and Tennessee in Lexington. Both of those teams with 3 losses in the SEC, so it's going to help you out when one of them lose tonight and bump you up in the standings a little bit as well, make that separation between the upper half of the conference and the lower half just a little bit more distinguishable. Florida and A&M also tonight on the SEC network tonight, Matt. That looks like 2 of the teams that could run away with the regular season conference title. That's at 7:30 on the SEC network. Georgia and LSU getting after it before that game at 5 o'clock as well. Georgia on the road to Baton Rouge. Be interested to see how the Bulldogs fare right there at the PMAX. So that's where we'll be on Tuesday. Also, the basketball version of the Iron Bowl. I know it's not quite as big as a rivalry there, but these 2 schools are now basketball schools as well. So Alabama and Auburn at 3 p.m. fixing to get underway here in a little less than half an hour on ESPN2. Oklahoma taking on Vandy. It's a 3-0 lead for Oklahoma very, very early on in that game with 19:10 to go in the first. They just tipped off a few minutes ago. And then Sean Miller in Texas trying to stay in the fight with Chris Beard and company as the Ole Miss Rebels came storming back. They were down by about 7 points just a few minutes ago, but now they've stormed back to take the lead 47-45. That game is happening on ESPN2. So, Matt, there's a little bit of a clog, kind of a clog up right there near the top of the SEC standings. A lot of teams have just those 2 or 3 losses. So, Matt, where do you see things shaking out for the Razorbacks? You think they're going to finish in the top 4th, 1/4 of the league? Did they get that 4th or a 3rd place spot?
I do.
Or
I
first or
think
second?
they'll finish in the top. I think they'll finish in the top 4. I think you're going for A&M to win at home because you have to go to Florida, and so that would give Florida another loss, and I would like my chances. I know they're both good teams, but so if you're pulling for a team tonight, I think you're pulling for A&M to beat Florida at home. Because we have to go to Florida.
Yes.
That'd be a tough place to win, and we get A&M in our home court, and not vice versa, where it gives us a better chance to actually win the league. So if we're trying to crunch the numbers, a little analytical with it, can this team win the SEC? 100% they can.
Yeah.
This team can beat anybody in the country. It's just if they're going to do it, if they're going to play together, if they're going to be healthy, if they're going to bring it all 40 minutes. There's a lot that goes into it. But the talent's there. What a good slate, though. 45, man.
Yeah.
Kentucky and Tennessee. There's some good games
And
going
that's
on.
not just and that's not just on tonight. That's just in the SEC. Obviously, the biggest game in college basketball this weekend is the 2 bluest of blue bloods that there could possibly be in Duke and North Carolina tonight at 6:30 as well. So that is going to be a really good matchup. And so there's a lot of things that you think that the Razorbacks can get done, hopefully, near the end of this conference slate. One of them would be to not drop any home games, maybe steal a couple on the road. And Matt, am I off in this school of thought right here that, we did see a bigger lineup on the floor for, I think it was maybe 5 total minutes of the game tonight, but we did see a lineup with Pringle, Ewan, and TB on the floor at the same time. Now, that does limit maybe your offensive, capabilities out there, but that's a really solid defense. And we talked about this. We've talked about it kind of all basketball season so far. You do have to go on the road to play that Florida team with all of their length and all of their size. Is playing that big basketball with the larger lineup, is that going to help us be prepared for a team like Florida that just seems to run another 6'10" guy after another 6'10" guy off the bench to go grab 10 and 10 for them?
Florida's big and athletic and long, no question. That game would be emotional, man.
Yeah.
I think it might be a little bit like the Arkansas-Kentucky game.
You matched up against Boogie
where
as well, who transferred, yeah.
Yep. I think the atmosphere would be electric. I think it'd be one of those games where you could see some technical fouls, maybe a coach get tossed or something. You don't know, man. That's going to be, if you're thinking about it, Florida, I didn't think they would be as good as they were this year as they were last year, but Florida might be the best team in the conference. So you got to go to their place and try to beat them. You get to go to Alabama and Florida. Man, what a couple opportunities. Get A&M at home. So yeah, man, that's I'm liking what we got left of this schedule.
And you mentioned that right there, Matt, opportunities. And, you're seeing it obviously from an optimistic standpoint of, hey, this is not a chance for us to lose. This is a chance for us to get a big win. Maybe that mindset is kind of what has, caused the turnaround from this team from last week to this week. I mean, look, these guys knew they were going to be better than Mississippi State. We got a text from Hog Wild in earlier that said he wasn't impressed. It's what you're supposed to do to Mississippi State. But sometimes just getting yourself into the right mindset, I've heard you speak about it all the time, Matt, that's kind of the difference sometimes that it makes in the outcome of a game is just if everybody on your team has got that same shared mindset, they're difficult to stop. And I think that the Razorbacks were definitely inspired this week, and hopefully now that they know they have a little bit less of their talented players to work with throughout at least the first part of this week against LSU, that the SEC is not going to be easy. It certainly won't be easy when you're missing two of your best players, so we have all got to get on the same page and make things happen for this Razorback basketball team. But I'm excited. I think that they have a really good shot, like you mentioned, to do a good job and finish up in the top 1/4 of the SEC. Don't have to play those first couple nights of the tournament. You get a little bit of extra rest. Don't have to travel so much. So I think that that's going to be a good thing for the Razorbacks, and hopefully they can get healthy and get back on track with the rest of their season. They're sitting at 17-6 overall, 7-3 in conference play. I think that's going to be tied for second or third somewhere right now. The standings are also muddled with so many teams being so close right now. So that's one thing we'll definitely be keeping an eye on here on Hog Reaction, obviously, and throughout all of our programming as the season goes on. We're going to move on right here, take a quick break, and come back for just a couple more segments here, talk a little bit more about some of the things we heard from Coach Cal, a little bit about just how good Billy Richmond has been these last couple games, and some more maybe on the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. Just want to be sure neither of you fellas have had your opinions swayed in the last week or so as we lead up to the biggest game in football. But this is Hog Reaction with Matt Jones and Colton Little, back in just a second here on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer Sunrooms and more, and by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Game day, work day, or any day, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue has you covered with 100% oak smoked meats served by weight so you get exactly what you want. Hosting a crew, Rudy's group meals are perfect for parties, office lunches, or tailgates. 3 meats, 3 sides, all the fixings, and yes, even a tablecloth. And don't forget breakfast tacos every morning until 10 a.m. Made to order, or they've got grab and go for the whole team. Visit Rudy's at 4084 MLK Jr. Boulevard in Fayetteville. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, smoking good every time.
Why is there water all over the kitchen floor?
Yeah, it's a minor issue. The sink, double dribbled.
Double what?
You know, a drip from the pipe, a drip from the drain. You know, double dribble.
That's not a double dribble. That's a flood. We're calling Paramount Plumbing.
Hey, I can fix it.
Don't let plumbing turn into a double dribble disaster. Call Paramount Plumbing. Fast, dependable, and done right the first time. Call 479-790-8427.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance.
Call my friend J.T. Finley at 479-521-4220.
Start the year strong with New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders from WT Equipment. Enjoy outstanding comfort, class-leading visibility, and best-in-class boom geometry for exceptional lift and reach. With fuel-efficient models from 60 to 90 horsepower and a wide range of attachments, the 300 Series CTLs are ready for whatever the job and the year throws at you. See the New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders today at WT Equipment in Springdale. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
Sterling Bank is a full-service community bank committed to the community, their customers, and the people and businesses who call Northwest Arkansas home. At Sterling Bank, you will find a complete menu of products and services designed to make your banking experience pleasant and productive. Visit your local branch in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville to experience friendly, top-notch customer service and to discover the sterling difference. Member FDIC.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Valentine's Day is coming, and if you're ready to make it unforgettable, Swift's Jewelry has you covered. From stunning diamond engagement rings to rich, romantic ruby jewelry, the 2026 color of the year, Signature Red, Swift's has the perfect gift to say I love you. Whether it's everyday sparkle or a bold statement piece, you'll find something she'll treasure forever. Visit Swift Jewelry in downtown Fayetteville next to Hugo's and let their experts help you get it just right. Swift's Jewelry. Make this Valentine's Day unforgettable.
I've got my guy, KC Nix, here from Mach 1 Motorsports. KC, you keep telling me the best way to see Arkansas isn't from behind a windshield, it's from the seat of a motorcycle.
You got it, Zach. Arkansas is made for riders, from the twists of the pig trails to the overlooks in the Ozarks. This state was built for adventure.
I mean, they don't call it the natural state for nothing.
Absolutely. Out there on a bike, you're part of it. You feel the air change, smell the forest, and you see the sights that most folks just drive past.
So it's not just a ride, it's an experience.
That's right. At Mach 1 Motorsports, we'll get you geared up and ready to hit those Arkansas back roads the right way. Safe, confident, and grinning ear to ear.
I love it. Get out there and ride the natural state.
Indian, Triumph, coming soon, BMW Ducati on two wheels, all roads, dirt and asphalt, lead to Mach 1 Motorsports, 1711 West Hudson Road, 767, the speed of sound.
Weak. I mean, weak. The SEC.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
I'm ready to go to the Final Four.
All the Hog Reaction is brought to you by Sawyer Sunrooms and more.
I've been riding with them. I've been putting my money on them.
Hog Reaction postgame show is fueled by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
It's Fugazi. Fugazi.
This is Hog Reaction.
Anytime this team gets over 20 assists, we win. But it's hard because it means you can't bounce it as much. It means you got to give it to a teammate when he's open. I'm trying to do my bag of trick stuff. But when we pass the ball to each other, we create shots for each other, we're a way better team.
That's Coach Cal right there talking about just how well his team was able to dish the ball to their open teammates tonight. They finished in total with 22 assists as a team, and that was the big difference tonight. You were able to share the ball. It's how you walk away with the 20-point lead. Arkansas knocks off Mississippi State 88-68 in the hump dump there in Starkville. Matt, you held the lead tonight for 35 minutes and 22 seconds of the game. State only had it for just a little over 3 minutes. You were tied only one time throughout the game. I think it's safe to say that as we wrap this one up here in this segment and the next segment, Matt, I mean, you were supposed to do this today. You took advantage of a team that you were better than, even without all of your tools that you readily have available to you most of the time. Matt Jones, were you expecting this 20-point outcome today? Because I wasn't. I thought it would be a little bit different, especially when I heard that there was no Wagner and no Knox.
Yeah, one of the things that happens sometimes is you have a player get hurt and the team comes together and the team kind of gets a little more hyper-focused. A little adversity happens your way. But I'm with you. I didn't know what to expect because of the inconsistency that this team has been. But you saw from after about 5 minutes, you saw that they were focused up and they were ready. I thought this team played gritty. I thought they played together. They didn't get rushed. They didn't hurry. Like we said, they won every single category. It'd be nice to have Mississippi State a couple more times on the schedule.
Yes, it sure would. That'd be one that I'd want to get a home and home with. And also, while we're on this whole talking about getting more teams on the schedule and maybe fixing that a little bit, why in the world do we not take a return trip to Lexington? The Kentucky and Arkansas series should be a home and home. That should be one of the teams that we play twice every year. I think that they've broken the records the past 2 years for the most viewed college basketball game of that window. when that game is played. So they should definitely be trying to take advantage of all the money they make from those TV games, wherever they have Arkansas and Kentucky. That should be a game that we could play twice. But if you wanted to play Mississippi State and South Carolina and LSU twice as well, I'd be fine with that too. 877-377-6963 is the phone number to reach us here on Hog Reaction and at ESPN Arkansas. We got a text here from Russell in Mountain Home earlier. The first text he sent was at 1:39 before we even got started. As soon as the game ended, the final buzzer sounded. Russell in Mountain Home text in, "Thank you, Chicken Man," which, got to remember, John Tyson obviously playing a big role in this team's construction, forking over a lot of his own dough for some of the NIL and some of the roster that we have. So we do appreciate that. But he also says here, "Thanks, guys. It's great not to have a complaint after show." And that's for sure. I hate, look, for me, I don't like when the team loses because the show is better. Obviously, we're going to get more callers and things like that. People are mad, more prone to calling in. But look, I don't get paid to be the subjective journalist. I don't even consider myself to be a capital J journalist. I'm here just blathering on the radio, and I like the team. I've grown up with them, so I get happy when they win. I do a better job. Matt Jones is the same way. He played for the team. He's going to be more happy when they win as well, too. And I'm also never going to be mad or complaining when I hear stuff like this and watch stuff like this from Billy, the Billy Goat Richmond.
Brazil way out on the floor. Achor comes to guard him. He'll give it away to Acup. Acup lobs it for Billy, and Richmond throws it down. The assist from Acup, Hogs by 15.
Matt, we've seen a real surge in Billy Richmond's game here lately on the offensive end. 15 points a game is something that I didn't think we would be getting from Billy Richmond last year at any point in time. But over the past several games, Matt, he's been able to hit kind of close to that threshold every night. And you mentioned it earlier, he's one of the more efficient players on your roster. He doesn't take a lot of shots. The ones he takes are really good. They're often non-contested, and he usually finishes them. So, Matt, what have you seen from Billy Richmond these last several games, and where do you think he's going to end up doing for this team the rest of the year? Where's his role?
Big time fan of Billy Richmond. He's an energy guy. He's an athlete. There's not a lot of nights when he's running up and down the court that there's a better athlete out there on the floor than him. I think he's a guy we're gonna love him next year, man. He might be all SEC defensive team next year. I mean, he is efficient. I see him playing in the NBA. Like, he's one of those guys. I know a lot of these guys will be playing overseas, but I could see Billy being the guy at that next level, hits corner threes, runs in transitions, guards the other team's best player. You know, like his ball skills are exceptional. He does a lot of things well. There's really not a whole lot of weakness to his game. If you want to say he gets out of control a little bit, you work on your ball handling. But his eye-hand coordination's fine. You know, there's just things that you're going to see him grow because he's still just a baby. He's a sophomore. What is he, 19, 20 years old? Yeah. You know, here in 4 years, man, he's really going to be something. I can't say enough good things about Billy Richmond.
And, just sitting here looking at the box score, Mississippi State, we actually just heard it right there in that last clip from Chuck. Hold on, let me play it again.
Brazil way out on the floor. Achor.
They just have some kind of amusing names on their roster. Number one, the one that stuck out to me first, a kid named King, which is a great name, King Grace. He played 20 minutes tonight. They also had a player named Brandon Walker, which is also funny because if you follow Barstool at all, you know Brandon Walker is one of their big talking heads over there. Huge Mississippi State fan. Brandon Walker, the pundit, terrible. Brandon Walker, the basketball player, not much better either. And then the one that I just laughed at is the double name of Achor. Usually you only hear double names when someone's trying to assassinate a president's brother, but there's some funny names from Mississippi State, and maybe they had some more normal names they could have beat the Razorbacks today, but they didn't. 88-68 your final score. The Razorbacks back on track there after the heartbreaking loss to Kentucky at Bud Walton Arena last weekend. They're on the road again against LSU on Tuesday. We'll come back here on Hog Reaction in just a minute. Brought to you by Sawyer Sunrooms and More, the Stadium Shop on Razorback and Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, to wrap it up and preview next week's game against the Louisiana State Tigers down in Baton Rouge. Back in just a minute on ESPN Arkansas. This is Hog Reaction.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer Sunrooms and More, and by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
Hey, Razorback fans, rep your favorite team on and off the court with the best gear from Alumni Hall. Shop the largest and best collection of officially licensed Arkansas Razorback products, apparel, hats, Yeti, gifts, 2 for $38 champion tees, and more. Pop into our store at College Marketplace and shop alumnihall.com. Download the app. You'll receive a $10 reward for every $150 you spend, so shop Alumni Hall today and get game day ready. Go Hogs!
Start the year strong with New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders from WT Equipment. Enjoy outstanding comfort, class-leading visibility, and best-in-class boom geometry for exceptional lift and reach. With fuel-efficient models from 60 to 90 horsepower and a wide range of attachments, the 300 Series CTLs are ready for whatever the job and the year throws at you. See the New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders today at WT Equipment in Springdale. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 479-999-1234. That's 479-999-1234. 479-999-1234.
Sterling Bank is a full-service community bank committed to the community, their customers, and the people and businesses who call Northwest Arkansas home. At Sterling Bank, you will find a complete menu of products and services designed to make your banking experience pleasant and productive. Visit your local branch in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville to experience friendly, top-notch customer service and to discover the Sterling difference. Member FDIC.
You do your best to prepare for life's what-ifs. Having the right insurance agent matters. Farmers agent Nathan McIntyre is here to help you understand your coverage options and make sure you're protected where it counts. Whether it's home, life, commercial insurance, Nathan provides personalized service. Call Farmers agent Nathan McIntyre today at 479-282-1688.
We are farmers.
Underwritten by farmers, truck or fire insurance, exchanges, or affiliate products not available in every state.
Hi, this is Eric Mabry with Halo Wealth Management. We represent clients all over Arkansas, including ESPN's own Ty. We're based right here in Rogers. When was the last time you audited your investment accounts for hidden fees? We do that. Are you paying for investment advice only? That's expensive advice. Our clients get more for what they pay for. When was the last time you had a generational wealth conversation with your financial planner? We do that. Call our team at Halo Wealth Management today, 479-335-5496, or visit our website at halowealthmanagement.nm.com, guiding your wealth with care every step of the way. Halo Wealth Management.
20 years strong and still cheering on our Hogs. Signature Bank of Arkansas is your hometown team when it comes to banking. Whether you're running a small business, buying your first home, or raising the next generation of Hog fans, we've got your back. With local decisions, personalized service, and smart financial tools for every stage of life.
I'm going to be an MVP.
That includes young investor accounts perfect for future MVP. Signature Bank, strengthening connections through every interaction. Visit Signature Bank and let's win together. Signature Bank of Arkansas is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Are just weak. I mean, weak. The SEC.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Ready to go to the Final Four?
All the Hog Reaction is brought to you by Sawyer Sunrooms and more.
I've been riding with them. I've been putting my money on them.
Hog Reaction postgame show is fueled by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
It's Fugazi. Fugazi.
This is Hog Reaction.
Hogs into the front court. 15 and a half to go. Richmond around. Hubbard lobs for Ewan, and Malik slams it home. Hubbard could not cover Billy.
Malik Ewan, Billy Richmond connecting right there on the alley-oop, one of many alley-oops you got to see today. And the alley-oop that we all got to see today was the Razorbacks knocking off Mississippi State 88-68. Fellas, your final thoughts on the game today. Ashton, we'll start with you. You've been pressing the buttons for me in there all day today, man, learning the ropes, doing a good job. What do you think about the Hogs getting back on track there against the Bulldogs?
I think it was a good win. You're missing DJ Wagner, Carter Knox. Ewan even got hurt in the game. And coming off that Kentucky game, it was a very emotional loss for Arkansas. So I think it's good just to get back on track.
Absolutely. Matt, your final thoughts on today's 20-point drubbing of the Mississippi State Bulldogs?
Man, much needed. What way to go. Road wins are a premium in conference play. I mean, but you got Mississippi State's, they have 3 conference wins. So it's one of those deals. You show up, take care of business, business trip mentality again here Tuesday. Tuesday's going to come quick, guys.
Yep.
It's going to be here before you know it. And travel there, get home. What do you think? They'll be home by 5, 6. Then all of a sudden you're going to travel again Monday to go. So it's going to be a real quick turnaround. So, take care of yourself, get in the treatment room, get some shots up, get in the ice tub. But loved it. Loved everything I saw today.
The Razorbacks take on Louisiana State Tigers on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, and they're going to try and extend this winning streak they're on that they just got back on now. They're 1-0, and that's what Cal wanted to talk about. Matt Zimmerman asked him after the game, how does it feel to be 10-0 in the hump dump there? And he said, I don't care about 10-0 with my career. I only care about 1-0 every single week. And that's what the Razorbacks find themselves in this week. Got back on track after the embarrassing and flat loss against Kentucky. I think that throughout Razorback Nation right now, the vibes are good with the Razorback basketball team after the performance today, and hopefully they can string together some more wins, steal a few on the road, defend the home court, and make things happen for the rest of the season. Fellas, there's not a lot of local flair in the Super Bowl. I feel like we haven't talked about it, but just real quick from both of you, have you changed off your stance from last week, Ashton? You still on the Hawks? You still Seahawks all the way?
I'm still Seahawks all the way.
Matt, what about you? You still rooting for the team from the Pacific Northwest?
I'm not rooting. If I was rooting for somebody, it'd be for Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
I think Seattle's going to win. Okay. Like if I had to put money on it, which I'm not a betting man, but if I was to, that's where I would do. But I'm pulling. If I'm pulling for somebody, I want Hunter Henry to have 3 touchdowns in New England to win. But I don't ever go for New England. It's just one of those deals. But I'm pulling for Hunter Henry. But I'm going with the Sea Chickens.
I'm hoping that Hunter Henry, like you said, catches 3 touchdown passes, and everybody else has the worst game of their careers, and the Seahawks managed to pull it off. But that's the Super Bowl. We got that this weekend. I hope you guys have good plans for that. I know that I do. I hope everybody has a safe weekend as the Razorbacks knock off Mississippi State 88-68 in Starkville today. They are 17-6 overall on the season and 7-3 in the SEC. This has been Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, the Sawyer Sunrooms and more, and Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. We'll be back on Tuesday night for more Hog Reaction, and 6 a.m. on Monday morning here on ESPN Arkansas with Chuck and Bo, then the Morning Rush, Matt and Phil on halftime, and Ruskin and Zach. Thank you for listening to Hog Reaction. This is ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on